All right, so tell us a little bit about what we can find in the Truth and Dare comic.
Thank you, Eric. So, Truth and Dare, as children we played this game, Truth or Dare, and you get to pick which one. So we're not so lucky in our generation. We don't get to pick. We got to take them both. So the truth is that the world as we know it is coming to an end. I think especially with the coronavirus, this is like more clear than ever, but it was pretty clear before then too. So that's the truth.
Climate catastrophe, social crisis. Yeah.
Yeah, the beat goes on, the list goes on. And then that's the truth we all got to reckon with. But so what's the dare? The dare is that the revolution has already begun. And the question is, what role are you going to play in it? So that's the idea with the comic book, was to just sort of put that simple but profound message into a format that every age, every language group, every culture could resonate with.
All right, awesome. Who were some of the artistic collaborators?
The artists we worked with, or honored to work with, include Seth de Bachman, Chris Cardinale, Kate Evans is fantastic. Her work on Rosa Luxemburg is amazing. And Mac McGill, Arabelle Clitandre. There's about 9 artists in here. I won't list all the names.
You talk about this being a curriculum for the end and the beginning of the world. Can you speak to how that's a curriculum and whatnot?
Yeah, nice, Eric. So we spoke on this, and the first thing is the world is coming to an end. It's like that guy who's on the corner with the sign that says the end of near. There's like a way in which he's right. I mean, the planet's going to keep spinning, but we're living through this 6th mass extinction. The way of life that we know is like Western capitalist modernity is drawing to a close. But it's not just the end, it's the beginning, because also all over the world we see seeds growing. Really exciting, beautiful, amazing, inspirational stuff is happening all over the world.
In the chapter Enemy of Nature, the emergence of the state is described as a tool of the ruling class and a symbol of male power. Explain.
Thanks, Eric. This is a really tricky but also simple question to answer. Anytime we start talking about politics or almost anything, we all come back to the same stumbling block about the state. What is the state?
Right.
It's in your pocket. It's in your wallet. It pulls you over when you go too fast. It also, depending on what country you live in, might heal you when you get sick.
Yeah, if you got some healthcare.
So it's the most powerful institution on the planet. If you look at it historically, as you go back and you say, okay, how did this thing get started?
Yeah.
And it's actually not very controversial.
Yeah.
You look anywhere in the world, you find out that there was this one ruling class. Yeah. These people, they got control of the land and the weapons and the power and the economics. And they set up themselves a protection racket, just like your local gang would, except it's on a much larger scale. Yeah. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily they're taking care of people. Sometimes it's like a better deal than others. You know? But this is the origin of this thing that we call the state. But it's
and they were all men, pretty much.
That is the key thing. The state is a patriarchal institution. It is the patriarchal institution in history. And you can, this isn't controversial. Like, just look at any country in history. It's a bunch of men running this. And if you look at the history, there's an unbroken line from the first male hunting groups who first started to accumulate resources at the expense of others.
Yes.
Small groups of men. And look what now we are in the 21st century, and that's still the dominant form of social organization. Whether you're talking about a
past 5,000
nation
years.
state or you're talking about a corporation, you're still talking about a group of out of a dozen men making decisions for everybody else. We just want to present to people this basic history that the state is the instrument of the ruling class, and it's a male ruling class. It's a patriarchal institution.
All right, right on. And in the book, there are a few chapters on the Three Stooges. And these Three Stooges are described as green corporate capitalists, mainstream environmentalists, and old socialists, you might say. Can you talk about these Three Stooges?
Sure. I think part of what we were trying to do in this section of the comic book is Shakespeare talked about minding true things by what their mockeries be. So we're poking fun. There's a dummy environmentalist who thinks that if we just put the Band-Aid on the tree, we'll save everything. And then there's like the dummy capitalist who thinks, well, if we just give everything a price, then the environmental crisis will disappear.
Yeah.
And then there's the dummy socialist who's like, well, if we just put me in charge of everybody else, then I'll just fix everything all magically. Yeah. So these are sort of controversial chapters in a way. And maybe it hit close to home for some people who are, for instance, might think that the best way to solve the climate crisis is using the profit motive.
Yeah.
A lot of people really think that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people really think that just by getting enough people to sign a petition, we can end the mass extinction. You know, and then there's another group of people who really think that if you just join my party and do what I say, then it's all going to be cool.
Yeah.
So we do have to really address these three stooges that are standing in the way of a real people's revolution.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right, excellent. One chapter is called the Eco Socialists Horizon. Can you tell us about what the Eco Socialist Horizon is?
The Eco Socialist Horizon, Eric, is very practical and very visionary at the same time. The Eco Socialist Horizon is a place where social justice and environmental justice converge, and it's one struggle, it's one vision, it's one world. But Eco Socialist Horizons it's not just a concept, it's also an organization. So I'm a co-founder together with Joel Covell and many others, and we're dedicated towards bringing about this dream, this reality, this practice. So we organize all kinds of stuff, whatever we can try to do to try to bring about this convergence of human rights and Mother Earth rights. Yeah, really nice. And it connects people from all over the world, correct? Thanks, Eric. Yeah, eco-socialism has to be international or it's nothing. These international alliances that are the only thing standing between the life we lead today and potential extinction. So this is the biggest opportunity, the biggest challenge you're ever going to get, is you have the opportunity to change human history. So our biggest, oldest problem is our separation from nature. It goes back thousands of years. That's right. And if we don't figure that out in this generation, there might not be future generations. Yeah. So it's really, really like if you're looking for an adventure, like you pick the right time to be born. If you're looking for a fight, you pick the right time to be born. It's a beautiful thing, but it's we got to get busy because time's wasting. It takes courage. It takes courage and will. Yeah. All right. Where can listeners get a copy of Truth and Dare? Thanks, Eric. So you can check it out on our website, ecosocialisthorizons.com. We'll ship you a copy. You can also find them at Pleasant Street Books. We have our distribution czar, Eric Dorfman, can also help hook you up. Our goal is to get this into as many hands of people as possible. We're not trying to start a corporate empire here. So if you are interested in this, contact us and we'll make sure you get a copy. Excellent. All right. Thank you so much, Quincy. Thanks, Eric. Stay tuned to this guy. It was a pleasure.
Humanity, look in the mirror. What do you see? Are you happy with the history or where the future will be? If we keep ourselves chained to the direction of the power hungry, what's your direction? Is it possible to avoid intersection with environmental devastation? Is this humanity's fate? Is this a karmic trait? Asking questions, what's the underlying message?